Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to the channel of upright men and women. Guys, on Saturday, February 23rd, I boast 39,000 subscribers. So I'm just this little bit away from 40,000. Now guys, I'm not gonna ask you guys for much. From memory, I can say I think I've gone over 200 more subscribers over that 39. So me need about 800 or 700 and something subscribers to take me to the round figure of 40,000. Now, for you guys who have been watching my channel and have been reluctant to subscribe, I'm asking you, please, pretty please. No, I don't do this kind of butt kissing a lot, but now I think I need to kind of do it. So here goes. Guys, pretty please, with sugar on it, icing sugar. What I want you to do now is just click the subscribe button right there, so right like that, and when you click it, you just click the notification bell. See how easy that is? As me say, just click right there, so just touch right there, so, and then just touch right there, so, just like that. And as simple as that, you will not only be subscribing and supporting my channel, but every time I post a video, you're going to hear something on your phone go bing, and you just get my video same time. You won't have to search for my thing again. So that's all I ask of you. Please subscribe. Thank you so much. I would really appreciate it if you could just do that for me. And for those of you who have already subscribed, thank you. Now, let's get into the video. I woke up Monday morning to find out that one of the most remarkable human beings I'd ever met in my life was no longer with us. He is none other than Gladstone Tompson. But most people know Gladstone Tompson as Junior Socrates, or Socrates Jr, or Junior Tompson. But to most people who know him, he's just Socrates. And let me tell you something, man. Once you meet Junior Socrates, you will never forget him. He's a guy just stuck in your mind and in your head. He's that remarkable. And he's that impactful. Now, for those of you who have never heard of Socrates, or maybe have never actually met him, let me tell you something about Socrates. First thing we will say about Socrates is that he is a political animal. He is a die-hard comrade. And when we say die-hard comrade, we mean this is a man, his party is his life. And believe me, Socrates don't take the brown stuff from anybody. Nobody. None of the party executives, or nor even the party leader, can escape scrutiny by Junior Socrates. Believe me, man, he was one of the strongest and most formidable persons I have ever met in my life. And why I respect Junior Socrates is that he is very much like myself. If he has to stand alone, he will stand alone and be unpopular rather than put up with something that he does not feel is right. And the same way me stay. At this point though, let me say this. Let me say this. Junior Socrates and I had never been on the same political team. I support Team Jamaica while he supports the People's National Party. For me, any party that is doing the best for the country should lead and continue to lead. And any day that party stop doing good, them fi come out. Because for you guys who have been on this channel for a while, you will know that I say I don't let any politician nor pastor control me. So the one difference between Socrates and I was that he was dedicated to a particular party, while I will support the party that's doing best at any given time. So, how did I meet Junior Socrates? Now, to explain this to you, I'm going to give you a hint as to who I am. For those of you who might have lived in the Kingston 6 area or have done business in the Kingston 6 area, you might know that there was a place up there a few years back on Old Hope Road called MacD's, right at the foot of Beverly Hills. Well, I used to have a business place, a graphic design printing place, printing business, just across from MacD's, right in those little row of shops against the gully. Right. The row of shops there with the gully and go down to the Texaco gas station at the corner of Mountain View. Well, I had one of those little shops. And for those of you who are familiar with that section of Old Hope Road, you will know that the PNP headquarters is just a little way down the road, closer down to Stanton Terrace. Well, one day, this man walking in a white cowboy hat and come into my place. I was in office at the time, and he wanted some quick designs done, and he wanted them to be this way and that way. And I heard him talking, but one of my staff members was actually dealing with him, and I wasn't paying him any mind because I had some girls who were really good at PR. But when I heard the depth of his request, that he wanted banner along with some other stuff, and he wanted them for a meeting that's going to happen the following day and Ray, and I said, yeah, this is a job for me because I'm the best. So I called him around the counter and he sat down in a chair at my desk. I took his order, I did what I could, we sat down there and we designed some stuff. He was there cussing, telling me about how people wait till last minute and last hour for the things, and this thing should have done from long time. And him have to come way up from Mandeville, come try to get some things done. Oh, by the way, this was about 06, 07. Long time. And of course, everything he wanted to do was pertaining to PNP flyers and banner and stuff. And of course, me, who no afraid of nobody, nor care want nobody think. Me no care about hurting people's feelings if I the truth me attack. So, we were there talking, and I agreed with him that P.J. Patterson was the worst prime minister that Jamaica ever had. He, Socrates Jr. and I agreed on that. We both also agreed that the former Prime Minister Michael Manley was one of Jamaica's best prime minister, and we both agreed that it was the US government and the CIA that undermined and brought Jamaica to its knees for its own geopolitical and hegemonic reasons, and that IMF did not mean it's Manley's fault. So, because of those two things now, the man just took a liking to me in the sense that, him said, this is a man he could do business with. And you see, from that time on, any time I've job to do at the PNP headquarters to do, he introduced the Prime Minister's office to me when it was Portia Simpson Miller there. And he told them I did good work. And believe me not gonna lie, I got a lot of reference from him and managed to eat some food out of the People's National Party because of Socrates Jr. And I must say, nobody at the PNP headquarters had ever asked me which party I was from. The only person in that party that has ever discussed politics with me was Junior Socrates. More time me see him and me and him cuss about the things that PNP had do wrong. And him look for me and I like him a bull bucker, but me never care. Yeah, man, me believe in that truth and right, and me take your money and cuss you. Yes. One thing I'm gonna tell you about Socrates Jr. I have never seen him without his shirt in his pants. I have never heard him use foul language. He is always neatly put together, and he speaks proper English at all times. And him always smell good. But the PNP was his life. He put the PNP above everything else in his life, I can tell you. Any politician, any PNP candidate having any campaign in any parish or in any constituency across the island, he go there and support them. Just one call him and say come, and him gone. Drive him own car, spend him own money, buy him own gas, and go support anybody who needs his support. And if any little poster to give out, or any posters or anything to be done, publicity material, him always tell them say, go check that place and get it done. Now, I'm going to let you guys know how formidable that man's character is. It was after the PNP lost the election, 9 years ago it was, yes. Socrates and I spoke, and believe me, he blamed the Rise movement for it. Remember, just prior to the election, remember the Rise movement had ganged up against Dr. Phillips and had deliberately and systematically sabotaged the PNP to make it lose, because their plan was that they needed to get rid of Peter Phillips, and if he lost the election, they would then force him to resign. This was after they had actually lost the internal leadership race. But having lost the leadership race, the Rise movement said, alright, since we can lead it, we're going to destroy it. And then after the loss by the PNP, Socrates Jr. took to the airwaves. He went on call-in programs, he went on his Facebook, and he put out a litany of condemnation for the Rise movement and the way it caused the PNP to lose to a landslide by the JLP. And his attack was extremely scathing. So perhaps about 3 months after that defeat, he and I spoke, and he told me that when I inquired as to what's his position with the whole thing, he said, well, first of all, the Rise movement was giving him money to just keep quiet and just come on board and let them build back the PNP. And he flatly refused. And this is something, and now I want you to listen to these words that Socrates Jr. said to me. And I'll take these words to my grave. I shall never forget them. He's used an analogy as to why he will never join the Rise movement. He said, he called me by my name, and he called my name 3 times. And he said, listen, we had a strong house. We have a good house. We had a house that was strong. And you take bulldozer and you deliberately bulldoze down the house, send it flat at dirt. And then you go pitch a tent where the house used to be. And then I call me to come live under that tent with you when you bulldoze down the house? Hell no. And that was when I realized the level of principles and ethics and dignity and self-respect and the integrity of that man called Socrates Jr. Now, there is one indisputable truth in life, and it's that every man has a price. Even Socrates. But his price just could not have been met by one of the richest men in the world, or the 2 richest men in the world, which was Bunting and Golding. And at the time, Socrates had one little old car where there's a panka with. And he still never succumbed to the temptation. He stuck to his principles. So that just speaks to the man's character and the man's integrity. And like most licky comrade, he never sold out. He remained a true Michael Manley comrade. till the day he died. After that, Socrates and I never spoke for quite a number of years. But about 3 years ago, I met up with him again. What I say, I didn't meet up with him. I run into him. I was at that hardware. Anybody know that Mountain View corner? Just little up from the corner, there was a big hardware there. And I went there to buy some material to make signs. I went to buy some hollow sections and angle iron to make some signs. And I saw him there. And after I finished making the purchase, I was making arrangement for somebody to deliver them to me and so on. So him asked me where I'm going. And I said, I'm going on East Queen Street. I'm going to deliver these to my welder. And he said, I can drop them for you. When I look, he had a pickup outside. He said, yeah, let's just put it in the pickup. I can drop you down. And he said he was going to take the highway, the Armand Manley Highway, and they go straight out onto Newport West. He was going that side. So he said he would just come straight along Windward Road, come on East Queen Street, and just drop them off at the welder for me. And he did just that. And I can tell you, from he did that 3 years ago, I have never seen him again. And I don't remember if we had ever even spoken or even like anything else that we both put up on Facebook, because he was my Facebook friend. But I can say one thing about Junior Socrates. Well, I've said a lot about him already, but I'll say this. What makes him different is that I consider all tribalists to be non-patriotic. Me feel say any man who sell them soul to a political party can't be a patriotic Jamaican. But I would make one exception for Socrates Jr. And I'm going to tell you why. During the JLP administration, the one before Andrew did win the last time here, there were a lot of Cuban doctors who were coming into the island that the JLP had invited here. Socrates Jr. on his own, as a comrade under a JLP government, was up at Jamaica House welcoming them, because they went up there to be just to meet with the Prime Minister. He was there saying, Benevuelos, Benevuelos, Benevuelos. At the time, I didn't know what the word Benevuelos meant. And it was him who let me realize that Benevuelos means welcome, welcome, welcome. And he was there, and every Cuban doctor passed going through, maybe 30, 40 out of them. Benevuelos, Benevuelos. In other words, even under a JLP regime, he was supporting Jamaica and making the Cuban doctors felt welcome. So, once again, I just want to big up this gentleman, one real true Jamaican, a true comrade, because as far as I'm concerned, anybody who support Marky British and the Rise movement is not a true comrade. That's my personal opinion. Beat it down all you want. Sleep well, my brother. You have left your mark. And I just had to let the world know who you were. Sleep well, my brother.